is a special session for all of you. In this session, particularly, we are taking concern of how the assessment of interviews will be done in Intelligence Bureau Security Assistant. We will take care of some micro points, and it is the empirical evidence we have got from some sources that the topper has got around 45 marks out of 50 in previous vacancies or recruitment. So whenever you are answering the interview, they may be like this. All the interviewers may be like this. It is their strategic or tactful phenomena. They will show you, they will demonstrate themselves like this. But you have to keep your calm. You have to feel energetic. You have to maintain your confidence level at any case. Okay. But when conducting interviews for positions in intelligence bureau or intelligence agencies like IB, it is essential to assess candidates thoroughly. In addition to evaluating their qualifications and experience, you will want to pay attention to various verbal, non-verbal, and other cues that can provide valuable insights into a candidate's suitability for the role. So here is a list of cues. Cues means indications to consider during the interview process. The first thing is verbal cues, second is non-verbal cues, and third is micro expressions. So what are verbal cues? In verbal cues, we have communication skills. And also with this point, your spoken ability will be evaluated for 10 marks in tier 2. Assess their ability to articulate thoughts clearly and concisely. Sometimes you have seen some students or some candidates within our batch also that whatever he is speaking, he can't comprehend what he speaks. So sometimes your communication skills plays a major role. The second one is language proficiency. Evaluate their fluency in relevant languages. Either you know your regional language or English or any third language, but that should be compatible with the fluency. You cannot be influent or inaccurate with both the languages simultaneously. Okay. You have to choose either language, any one language out of two in which you are fluent and articulate in nature. Now the second point is, third point, content knowledge. Determine their understanding of intelligence related topics, national security and current affairs. Intelligence related topics, they may ask you related to what do you know about Intelligence Bureau? What are the other intelligence agencies you know except IB and RAW? This may be the simple question they may ask. The second question related to national security, they may ask you the question related to what do you know about UAPA? Do you know something about UAPA? Yes or no? Yes. Or do you know something about FSPA, AFSPA? Or something related to current affairs. Tell me something about Manipur violence. Tell me something about one rank, one pension, one nation, one election, like this. Okay. Problem solving attitude. These are the verbal cues. Whenever you speak out, they are seen in that thing. Whatever you speak. So these are called verbal indications. Problem solving approach. Look for evidence of analytical thinking and their approach to complex issues. In this, you may be given that if you have, like I was reading the previous transcript of ACIO, and in that one of the students was asked one question. Shall I share it with you? Okay. So in that particular question, that was the Delhi-based interview. So the boy was asked the question, if you have the marriage tomorrow, all the guests have come, and you are suffering from COVID-19, and the doctor has told you just to take precaution for 14 days. What will you do? So is it a problem solving approach? And according to current affair, you can do so. Yes or no? Also, this may be counted as a situational reaction test also. Now your interpersonal skills. It means they will assess their ability to work in a team, build relationships, and handle interpersonal conflict. In such question, you may be asked about your friends, your family, your siblings, the connection or the bonding you are sharing with them. Okay. So in such questions, these things may be asked. Next is stress management. And in stress management, there are some non-verbal or micro expressions they will take care of. We will look into that particularly just after a few seconds or few minutes. So in stress management, they will observe how you handle the stress and pressure during the interview. Adaptability, they will evaluate their flexibility and ability to adapt to changing situations. Ethical awareness, gauge their understanding of ethical and legal responsibilities in ethical intelligence work. And attention to details. Listen for precise details in their responses. Sometimes they may ask you a number of questions in a single row, like what is your name, what do your father do, how is when is their birthday, how long he is as per their height, and when how did you celebrate your last birthday. So 5 questions were asked in a single row, and you have to answer each one of them chronologically. So it is how they are checking your attention to detail. So listen for precise details in their responses, as attention to detail is critical in intelligence work. Okay, not only in intelligence, but in military and defense also. And last but not the least, critical thinking and motivation. They will assess their ability to evaluate information critically and make informed decisions. And they will explore their motivations for wanting to work in the intelligence field. How curious you are to join Intelligence Bureau. And for this, you must be ready with your questions like, why do you want to join IB? You must have some unique answer, please. If everybody will say, it is a prestigious organization, this will just create a very negative impact. You will be crossfired again and again. Yes or no? And also prepare one more answer. Why do you want to select IB? Just give the reason in single line, single statement. So prepare both the answers simultaneously, the paragraph based answer or single statement based answer. He may pressurize you in any way. Okay. Now, I'll come to the next point only if you will tell me how's the Josh. So there are some non-verbal cues. In non-verbal cues, they will check 5 things. The first is body language. The first is body language. They will observe their posture, gesture, and eye contact for signs of confidence and authenticity. Okay, posture, gesture. Posture is how you sit, how's your backbone, and gesture is your facial expression in totality, and your eye contact. Facial expressions. They will pay attention to your facial expressions for any sign of discomfort, anxiety, or dishonesty. And trust me, 70% of students are suffering from this facial expression or eye contact. Tone of voice. They will listen to variations in their tone, pitch, and pace, which can indicate emotions or nervousness. There are a few students within my batch who are very much monotonous in nature. Even if they are pressurized or even they are asked any easy or comfortable question, they will remain same with their tone without a smile. Whenever you are giving the answer with the same tone, uniform tone, without a smile, trust me, it will create a negative impression. If handshakes is there, in one of the SIBs last year, the DCIO just positioned his hand in front of the candidate because the interview was related to ACIO, and an officer can shake hand with an officer. This is the official decorum. So during the handshake, how the handshake must be done? दिल में दिमाग में जो भी हो जता भी देना, हाथ अगर उनसे मिलाना पड़े तो जरा दबा भी देना, ऐसे नहीं करना, ऐसे नहीं करना है. Evaluate your handshake for firmness and confidence. Try to put the whole hand together and just hold the hand. Don't tighten the hand like this. Don't make the pressure over his bone of the hand, because your selection is in his hand. If you have his hand tightly. Okay. Now, it is the very rare part you may encounter handshake. Okay. I must make a circle over here. This is the rare part. And 2 days back, all you have observed blue moon. And that is why the idiom is there, once in a blue moon. Yes, 2 days back. Just go Google. Your appearance. Consider their overall grooming and attire for professionalism. It means, what is the price of your shirt? What is the tag of your pant? What is the quality of your shoes? What is the level? What is the authenticity of the perfume you have put on? They will not be considered anyhow. Just take the consideration how much you are groomed and how your attires are looked as far as professionalism is concerned. Is my point okay? Okay. Now, come to the next point. Everything is going on in English, Mr. Sarath. Sir, can you give me... Okay, now, there are some other cues also. You will be given just before your interview SSQ form, special security questionnaire. This is called resume. Also, we will call it DAF, detailed application form. So your background or resume will be checked. They will scrutinize your resume for consistency and accuracy in qualifications and experience. Whatever you have filled in the filler of these circuits, they will ask you the same question. Okay, from which school have you done your schooling? Why did you change your school from 10 to 12? Okay, so you did commerce in your 11th and 12th, but you chose humanities subject during your graduation. What was the need to change the subject? Did you discover something new? Why didn't you prepare for UPSC? If you go for UPSC, then will you leave IB? And if you want to leave IB, then why do you want to join it for a short period of time? You will become a liability for the nation, not an asset. So they will make you pressurize like this. Everything is clear? Okay. Second is references. Whatever the contact and interview provided references to verify claims and gather additional insights. Sometimes in your SSQ form, you will give the references or the claims like you have won debate competition, you have run something running or race competition. So they will ask you something about that. Okay, in which college that or that competition was organized, who was the chief guest at that time. Okay, so they will ask you some short-term or long-term memory related questions related to that. Okay, just to find the authenticity. And once your authenticity is out, you will have the next level or the obnoxious level of non-verbal expressions, which we call micro expressions. We will study about that. Yes. I will tell you everything, Nirupma. I will tell you everything. During the fancy dress competition, I will tell you everything. A response to scenarios. This is actually hypothetical questions, like if-based questions. In if-based questions, don't use the word oof. They will ask you if, don't create oof. Okay. So response to scenarios, they will present hypothetical scenarios relevant to the role and assess their responses. Also, the situational judgment will be there. They will ask you about past experiences and how you handled specific situations. Security clearance or problem solving exercises. Problem solving exercises include exercises or puzzle to evaluate their problem solving abilities. Ensure they meet the necessary security clearance requirements for the position, because in your SSQ form, there must be one column. Shall I tell you personally? There must be one column that if you have been under scrutiny of local police, or if you have been under the FIR lodging by someone, have you been arrested sometime, have you been prosecuted by the police anytime, have you kept under detention, if you have such feeler in your SSQ form, they will ask you further things. And yes, it will create the problem in your selection. And also, if you are selected, it will create the further problem in the verification process. And after your verification, your call letter related to training will be issued after then. Is my point clear to everyone? And this is again a once in a blue moon type situation. This will be a rarest situation for anyone. Okay, cultural fit. Consider how well you align with the organization's values and culture. So you have to look professional. You have to be fully shaved, or if you if you retain some French beard, then you can. But I fully suggest you that you must be clean shaved from now on, because it is a habitual part. On the day of interview or just before the interview, if you shave yourself, you will feel a lack of confidence within you, because there might be the cases of rashes, or if you look at you the first time without beard and you feel a lack of confidence or with least confidence. Yes, mistake is okay. Mistake is okay. Preparedness. Assess whether they have researched the role and organization beforehand. So do you have some type of pre-knowledge before entering the department? This is what they check. Now, last but not the least, the very important point. Keep in mind that while these cues are essential, it is crucial to maintain a fair and unbiased interview process, following legal guidelines and respecting candidates' rights. Also, additionally, involving multiple interviewers can provide a more comprehensive evaluation of candidates. So finally, you have to tailor your question and cues to the specific requirement of the intelligence role you are hiring for, as different positions may demand different skills and attributes. So in an intelligence bureau interview, as in other job interviews, body language and facial expressions can reveal a lot about a candidate's demeanor, confidence, and suitability for the role. How many of you know about the word demeanor? Can you please tell me the meaning of demeanor? Please. Here is what to look for in body language and facial expressions during an intelligence bureau interview. So first, take the look at body language. The first point is posture and the second point is gesture. Let me tell you everything one by one and explain. Okay, is the session valid? Necessary? So why didn't you give this session priorly? There is one more session left after this. How to enter and how to greet and how to conclude and how to leave the room. It means starting and ending. Okay, I will take the separate session for beginning and ending. So demeanor means overall personality, outward behavior, how to present yourself holistically is what we call demeanor. Very good. So in demeanor, your posture will be checked. A candidate's posture can convey confidence or nervousness. A straight and upright posture typically suggests self-assuredness, while slouching, झुका हुआ nature होता है, may indicate discomfort. So please try to sit in a straight way, in an upright position. Are you all straight by sitting posture? क्या हो गया? गड़बड़ होगी क्या कुछ? चलिए, gestures. Pay attention to hand movements and gestures. Excessive fidgeting, movement of hand, tapping, thapthapana, or wringing of hands may indicate nervousness. Confident candidates may use controlled and purposeful gestures to emphasize their points with a minimal amount of extremity. Yes. Purposeful gestures can be done. In this, you can have your hand movement like this, but not like this. Don't do Kathak in front of them. Okay, कुचिपुड़ी बस. Eye contact. नैनों से नैन मिलाई सजना. कैसे? तो ये बहुत जरूरी है. इश्क में, मोहब्बत में और इंटरव्यू में नैनों से नैन मिलाना बहुत जरूरी है. In love, war, and interviews, eye plays an important role. Steady and appropriate eye contact is a positive sign of confidence and engagement. Avoiding eye contact or excessive blinking could indicate discomfort, dishonesty, and evasiveness. Facial expressions. So, have you ever seen Mr. A is taking your interview and I'm only looking at your face like this? And you are observing that, oh, what sir is looking at. I'm just taking care of your facial expressions. How many times you have blinked your eyes? How many times have you popped your mouth? How many times you have just wrinkled your forehead? This is what I observe. Because the one person who is asking questions only, he may not be able to get everything from your verbal or non-verbal cues. It means out of 3 or 4 interviewers, one must be asking question, but 1 or 2 must be observing you in the whole interview. And trust me, you will have the personal experience on the day of interview. Only 1 or 2 person asked you the question. Rest of them were just observing you or just feeling like a sleepy person and listening to you just keenly. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. You can sit with the hand on the thigh and wrist on the knee. Yes, like in SSB. Yes, the same way you can. Facial expression. Okay. Avoiding eye contact or excessive blinking could indicate discomfort. The next one is facial expression. Like we were taking the mock in last rainbow batch yesterday, and it was, I think, Mr. Sarat. So I asked him who, I don't know the question, but he didn't add the word Mr. or Shri with the person. So I asked him, Mr. or Shri? So he added, oh, Mr. Shri. And he did like this. So he was just making the expression, oh, I committed the mistake. Sorry, sorry, sorry. But the whole expression was given by making the popping mouth. Okay. So facial expressions can convey a range of emotions. Candidates should appear attentive and interested. Look for signs of sincerity and genuine reactions. If they didn't find the genuinity in your facial expressions, you will be debarred even if you have given all the answers correct, because I have told you several times they are asking X, but they are checking Y. They are asking you the questions, but they are checking something Y. Y means your non-verbal and verbal expressions. Yes, I asked him the question related to who is the member of parliament from Wayanad, because Mr. Sarath is from Kerala. So he just told me, like a media person, Rahul Gandhi. So he is a designated person. If he is discarded person even in the Congress, not a big deal. Okay, now come to the next point, smiling. You must have to take the calculated risk in your life, yes or no? And that is why you have to have calculated smile. A warm and occasional smile can indicate a candidate's approachability and positive attitude. You don't have to remain smiling throughout the session, but occasional smile must be there just to show an impression that you are feeling confident, comfortable, and cozy. It shows that you have no sign of anxiety or nervousness. However, excessive smiling or inappropriate laughter may raise concerns. And I'll tell you anytime, the next time, how this was literally a real problem. There was one person from Amritsar whose father was working in income tax, and he was interviewed in Delhi board. So you are from Amritsar. So tell me a few famous persons from Amritsar. And he told Kapil Sharma is from Amritsar, a famous comedian, Kapil Sharma. And the candidate gave the answer of Kapil Sharma, and all the interviewers started laughing. Kapil Sharma, Kapil. And also the candidate started laughing with them. Yes, sir, yes. They were just checking your professionalism, and you are going out of professionalism by doing so. Okay, don't get channelized by their emotions. Now, mirroring. This is a new word for everyone, I think. So this is what we do in our offline interviews. Candidates who unconsciously mirror the interviewer's body language may be trying to establish rapport. This can be a positive sign of adaptability and social skills. Sometimes with this kind of eye movement, they may ask you, okay, just tell me something about this. And you are giving the answer like, sir, in this answer, you are making the same expression, the expression made by the interviewer. You are just mirroring. It means you are copying or imitating just a few seconds or the part of 1 second, initiating your answer. Yes or no? It means that you want to copy him, not because you want to be like him, just you want to make the same impression, or you want to apply the same energy or effort which is demanded by the question. Okay, this is what we call mirroring. The moment he is increasing the pace of asking the question, you are increasing the pace of answering the question. This is what we call mirroring. If he is going slowing down, then you are also going slowing down. This is what we call mirroring. But don't use the mirroring when he is laughing at you and you are again laughing at him. Don't do like this. Just be professional. This can be a positive sign of adaptability and social skills. One who is amiable, affable, and friendly in nature. One who has a great level of smile must be a valid candidate for IB. He or she must be known for gathering much more information and intel, even from the hostile region, even in their initial stages of their career. And yes, leg and foot movements. Leg and foot movements. If you don't have leg and foot movements, they will just tell you, chal foot. Restless leg movements, such as tapping or swinging, may indicate nervousness. Or crossed legs can also suggest defensiveness. Okay, so just be professional. Just put your feet like this, and they must be constant. Don't do like this. थोड़ा सा प्यार हुआ है, थोड़ा है बाकी. No. This is not mocking actually, Satish Shankar. I don't know why you are cross-firing me in the chat box. I have used the word like microseconds. You can imitate them if you are imitating. This is not the big thing. Yes, we can catch more flies with honey than with vinegar, and honey means smile. Okay. The next session will be tomorrow or today. Okay. There is eye movements. What are the expressions in eye movements? Rapid eye movements or darting eyes may signal anxiety or discomfort. On the other hand, steady and focused eye contact suggests confidence and attentiveness. Anshul, please stop eating. So please, on the other hand, steady and focused eye contact suggests confidence and attentiveness. It means that, oh my God, it means that will it help you in your mirror practice? Will this session help you in your mirror practice? You can evaluate yourself better. Yes, you must have the white shirt for boys. Yes. Brows. Hi, bro. So there are two words in English, high brows and low brows. The intellectual people in the society are called high brows. The ignorant people in the society are called low brows. So they are called eyebrows. So raised eyebrows may signify surprise or interest, while furrowed means this, may indicate confusion or concern. Smiles. A genuine, relaxed smile can convey warmth and positivity. A forced or insincere smile may indicate discomfort or an attempt to conceal emotions. Sometimes I suggest a serious candidate, just please keep smiling during giving your comfortable answers. And he is giving the forced smile. Sir, my name is this and this and this. This is something useless. Micro expressions. These are brief involuntary facial expressions that reveal underlying emotions. Look for micro expressions that may suggest deception, धोखाधड़ी, or discomfort, anxiety. Lip movement. Chewing or biting the lips during listening to the question can be a sign of nervousness or anxiety. When interview is framing the question in front of you and you are just do like this inadvertently, unintentionally, it is showing that you are suffering from nervousness or anxiety. Lip compression may indicate holding back information. Lip compression. Lip compression. It means you are holding yourself back. You are controlling yourself. That yes, sir, there are some thoughts in my mind. They have come to my mouth, but I don't want to outpour them from my mouth. Yes or no? Now the next point is nose. You have two nose or two nostrils. You have one nose with two nostrils. Flaring nostrils can indicate heightened emotion or stress. Flaring nostrils. Can you see me? Can you see my nose? If you are doing like this, can you please do like this 10 times a day so that it becomes your habit and you will be rejected. Okay, so don't do this even in your mock interviews. Jaw clenching. Is it a beneficial session for everyone? I want to get this. Okay. So this is all from my side. Okay. So this is all from my side. So if you want to have such conversation with us, then we will be having some sessions with you. And for this, you can get our whole details in our Telegram group @IB exam. And batch number 9 is there. This is all from my side. Thank you. Now,